Today we're going to take a trip back to the first grade, and we're going to have a lesson in shapes. I attempted to purchase a ceiling fan several weeks ago. I'll bring onto the screen a photograph here. The original listing was for one of these fans, and of course it was incorrect to begin with because it was calling it a Brookhurst, and that's not what it was. But ultimately, this is what the listing looked like, and I can understand why they called it a Brookhurst, because if you look at photographs of the Brookhurst and the Huntington, they are similar, and to somebody who doesn't know or care about fans and they just look at a picture real quick, I could certainly see the confusion, because here's the Huntington and here's the Brookhurst. They definitely look similar, so that's passable. And then of course the listing just has this stinking pre-built description, which I don't like, and whatever. Anyways, so I asked them if they could send the thing via the FedEx instead of the USPS, because I find with larger, heavier items like this, the FedEx has a much better rate than the USPS does. And so they agreed to do that, and then they also said, also, I have 3 other identical fans if interested that I am selling. And I says, well, that's pretty unusual to come across 4 of the same fan. It's a model I really like. Price was decent. We agreed on $85 for all 4 of them. So I said, sure, why not? I'll take all 4 of them. So now, of course, that means if you have 1 of them and then you have 3 others, that means you have 4 identical fans. So they show up, and this is what I take out of the box. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 3 identical fans, and then a 4th. What? Like, this one has a 1 foot down rod on it. Like, they're not even for the same ceiling height. Not to mention, this one doesn't look anything like the others. The light is totally different. The irons is different. Like, it's nothing. It looks nothing like, other than the fact that it's the same color and it happens to have 5 blades. There is nothing alike on these 2 fans. So, name the odd one out. What in the world? And then on top of that, it wasn't packed very well, and so this one got damaged, but I was able to fix it because the irons are made of such a flexible material. I was able to just bend it back, and it was fine. I know it looks like it's cracked here, but it's not. It's just the paint cracked. So I have to repaint it, but that's not a big deal. It's just a white fan. Easy enough to repaint. So this was the outcome of my 4 identical fan purchase, which ultimately ended up being, why won't this get bigger? It ended up being 3, I hate computers. It ended up being 3 identical fans and 1 non-identical fan, which, in all honesty, is fine with me, because we actually had one of these. We still have it upstairs. Years ago, we purchased one of these and put it in one of the other bedrooms, and so there is kind of some nostalgia value to these Hunter Waldens, even though it's not a really good quality fan, and I don't particularly care for the appearance of it. I'm not terribly disappointed to have one, but I definitely would have preferred the 4th identical fan, because that's what I paid the $85 for. I didn't get into it with the seller. I just didn't think it was a battle worth fighting, because I'm not that upset about it. But anyways, I just don't understand, they're not identical fans. what, do they not know what shapes are and like what?